Back here in Europe, British lawmakers will be voting again later on whether to back the Prime Minister's plans on how to leave the European Union. On Tuesday, a bid for members of Parliament to get a final say on whatever deal Theresa May strikes with the EU was blocked by 326 votes to 293. Let's find out more about these latest steps with correspondent Jonathan Sacerdoti, who's in London. Jonathan, can you start off by telling us what Tuesday's vote specifically was about and what the outcome means?
So this has been a reading in the Commons of the European Union Notification of Withdrawal Bill, which is a result of that Supreme Court case, which just found against the government, who'd appealed against the High Court case, which was all about whether or not Theresa May and the government could trigger Article 50 without putting it to a vote in Parliament. Now that they have to put it to a vote in Parliament, they've made a very short bill, but that didn't stop opposition Labour Party members, some from the Scottish National Party, and even some people on her own party trying to scupper her chances with this, trying to put in dozens of amendments into the bill. And that's what they've been debating in Parliament during this week and will carry on debating today.
And the Prime Minister, Theresa May, she's very keen to start the so-called Brexit negotiations by the end of March this year. That's in just a few weeks from now. The bill does still have to get through some more legislative hurdles first, though, doesn't it?
That's right. Today, there's more voting and debate in the House of Commons, and then there's a process that it has to go through before it actually comes into play and Theresa May can move on. But she has that deadline set at the end of March. She made the promise that she wants to trigger Article 50 by the end of March, and she has a timetable that she wants to stick to that will see it go through the Commons and then the House of Lords, all the time hoping that people will be respecting the choice of the nation, that because that referendum vote showed a majority in favour of leaving the EU, members of Parliament and even members of the House of Lords won't be trying to put too many hurdles in her way, particularly in the way of amendments. So far, she's winning the votes in the House of Commons on those amendments, and hoping that the Lords also won't slow things down, getting her to the point that she really wants to be, which is where she can start that fixed 2-year negotiation process with the rest of Europe in order to leave as quickly as possible and deliver on the promise of doing what the nation told the Conservative referendum that was brought on June the 23rd.
Well, thanks very much, Jonathan Sacerdoti, joining us there from London for those updates on the Brexit process in Westminster. Now, Romania's president has now weighed in on the crisis that's threatening to bring down the country's government.